Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk, back in another video today. And the other day, the Sacramento Kings signed DeMar DeRozan to a 3-year, $73 million contract, which isn't a sign and trade deal that we're going to be going over. I've been wanting to talk about this for probably over 24 hours now. Being in Houston, there was a hurricane and all the power went out. A lot of people were without power. About over 24 hours without power. It's finally come back on, and I guess now I get the chance to talk about DeMar DeRozan going to Sacramento, which is something I've been wanting to do for a while now. But if anybody lives in Houston, hope everybody's okay and safe. But DeMar DeRozan going to Sacramento. I love this addition for Sacramento, and I want to go over the sign and trade details before I go over what I believe. My thoughts on this signing for this addition for Sacramento. Now, number one, funny enough, even though for about maybe 30 hours I've been without power, this sign and trade was just completed and made official today, just about a couple hours ago. But here are the details. DeMar DeRozan is going to Sacramento on a 3-year, $73 million contract. Originally it was announced $76 million, but now it has changed to $73. And Sacramento is sending Chris Duarte, Harrison Barnes, and 2 second-round picks, but it's kind of separated. So you are going to see Chris Duarte go to Chicago, and he's going with 2 second-round picks and cash considerations, and then Harrison Barnes is going to San Antonio. I'm actually pretty excited for that Harrison Barnes addition for San Antonio. I think them building veterans around Wembanyama, like Harrison Barnes and Chris Paul, are great additions in my opinion. Harrison Barnes is a great shooter, and he's a great three-point shooter, and he's a good scorer, and that's a great shooter to have around a guy like Chris Paul, who is a good facilitator. So I like that addition for the Spurs. But I want to get into DeMar DeRozan in Sacramento and him going there. He's a 6-time All-Star. He's a 3-time All-NBA. Been in the NBA for 15 seasons. I think DeMar DeRozan coming into Sacramento and pairing up with Fox and Sabonis, it's gonna be fun to watch because the Sacramento Kings, I believe, were already last year a team who was pretty solid in the fourth quarter, are going to be even better. I mean, you have the clutch player of the year from the 22-23 season with De'Aaron Fox, who was absolutely outstanding in the fourth quarter, was really good in the fourth quarter last year as well. But everybody knows how good De'Aaron Fox was in fourth quarters in the 2022-23 season. He won clutch player of the year in the 22-23 season, and DeMar DeRozan has been nicknamed Mr. Fourth Quarter after his season last year. He finished second place in clutch player of the year. Stephen Curry won that award. I'm not saying Stephen Curry wasn't clutch this year. I know Steph is always, people always say Stephen Curry is not clutch. Now, I think Stephen Curry's always missed a lot of game-winning shots, but he definitely is clutch. And I'm not going to say he didn't deserve that award, but I believe that DeMar DeRozan deserved that Clutch Player of the Year award way more than Steph. DeMar DeRozan was, huge for the Chicago Bulls. Many games where he just took over at the end of the games in fourth quarter overtime and just carried the Bulls to wins. I don't know. I think the Bulls probably would have been. The Bulls finished like at the 9th or 10th seed in the season. I think they probably would have been the 13th. I would say they'd probably been the 13th or 12th seed in the Eastern Conference if it wasn't for DeMar DeRozan and how good he was all the time, but mainly in the fourth quarter and in clutch situations. So I felt like DeMar DeRozan should have won that award, and if not, even though he didn't, on their roster now they have 2 of the most clutch players in basketball the last couple of years. DeMar DeRozan, even if Stephen Curry won that award, he was second in line, finishing second place. DeMar DeRozan finished second place, and then De'Aaron Fox won that award in the 22-23 season. So these are 2 guys who are really good in the fourth quarter, really clutch, and 2 guys who closing out a basketball game, you can have either one of these guys holding the basketball, trying to win their team the basketball game. And with Sacramento adding in DeMar DeRozan and only having to give up Harrison Barnes and Chris Duarte, I think this puts them in a good spot in a stacked Western Conference. I don't think this takes them over some of them, the main teams. Like, look at OKC, look at Minnesota, and look at also Okay, if you look at OKC, you look at Minnesota, you look at Dallas, and I would also say look at a healthy New Orleans team and probably Denver. I don't think that Sacramento is. I think Sacramento's right there with those teams. I'd say Sacramento right now, and they're still trying to make other moves to make their team even better than they already are. But I would say right now that honestly, I think Sacramento probably would be the fifth seed in the Western Conference right now. If I had to predict my top six in the Western Conference, I'd say OKC's the 1 seed, Dallas is number 2, Minnesota's number 3, Denver's number 4. Sacramento's number 5, and then number 6 is New Orleans, but a healthy New Orleans. So, let me know your thoughts on the Kings bringing in DeMar DeRozan, who played 79 games last year and started in every single one, 38 minutes per game. He averaged 24 points per game, 5.3 assists per game, 4.3 rebounds per game. He's a very good defensive player as well. Obviously, he's not a great three-point shooter, but he's a great scorer. He's a good defender. He's a very solid facilitator as well. So I think for adding in a third star next to Sabonis and next to Fox, a 6-time All-Star and a 3-time All-NBA, this is the perfect pairing to bring in and pair with Sabonis and Fox. And you already have, I believe, a rising star in Keegan Murray. So watch out for Keegan Murray next year. I think Keegan Murray's going to have a huge third season. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section, and peace out.